would have been 7, but it's because of COVID.
They told me that they skipped 2.
Okay, 3 to 42. Hold up on your practice, please. Ladies, 3 to 42. Hold up on your practice.
I was down there for 20 minutes with them, asking them all these questions for all my notes.
Make sure your machines are cycled to
Started
first
in
ball.
2017.
Make sure
So
the
I ran
first name
17,
is
18,
red all
and
the way
19
across,
at
or
Glen
it will
Burnie.
not score.
20, I didn't run it because of COVID. 17, 18, 19. Wait a second. Maybe they're right. 17, 18, 19. 20, I didn't run it. No, 21, 22, 23. Right. This is 6 years. Sorry.
Got them to fix the scores up there too. They were spacing them out, which caused havoc on my scoreboard.
My wife's not good with numbers.
Welcome back, everybody. Continuing coverage of the 2023 Storm U.S. National Junior Team Challenge. Mike Flanagan here with you from Inside Bowling. We're looking forward to bringing you 3 games of the triples. Squad number 3. We've got 2 squads in the book so far. We are in Newcastle, Delaware at Bowlerama Bowling Center. And we're happy to be here bringing you this coverage. We've got a fresh oil condition out on the lanes. And this oil pattern is 39 feet in length, 32.2 milliliters of oil. It's using fire and ice, but mostly ice. It's a former Masters pattern, and about 1.4 to 1 on the left and 1.6 to 1 on the right. It's an asymmetric pattern. And we've got 12 new youth bowlers entering into our stream here. We have seen some of them. I'm going to bring in tournament director and the encyclopedia of everything going on with this event, Mr. Billy Gasson. Hello, bud.
Hey, Mike. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Scores went up on the burn a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, some kids did really, really well. And I don't know. Maybe they're getting used to it. We'll see what happens in this squad. Got a number of college bowlers on these pairs. Up on the left lane right now is Hannah Mineta. She has bowled at Sacred Heart for several years up in Connecticut. She's bowling with Jenna Lera, who bowls at Monmouth University in New Jersey. And they've come in occasionally when they could. Came and bowled 1 or 2 of my events and have usually come and bowled this in the summer. And, excuse me, over on 25 and 26, 25 just through a strike is Brooke Driver from the D.C. area. She and her mom runs a huge youth league in Virginia. That's where a lot of these kids come from. She's actually bowling at UMES currently, and she's bowling with Anthony Daniels, who we saw this morning, who's at Indiana Tech, and I'm not sure who the other person is. Oh, that might be Hoovie Webster. So Javon Webster also bowls at, Javon Webster bowls at Lawrence Tech up in Michigan. And he is the only person, I believe, that has ever bowled a 300 at any of my events. He actually did it on a short pattern up in Frederick, Maryland, if I remember right. I can remember all that stuff, and I can't remember what I ate 3 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So we started with the regular doubles. We had Baker doubles. We had 2 sets of triples today already, and got this one here for you and another one coming up at 6 o'clock tonight. And tomorrow we'll be back with Baker team, qualifying in the morning and then the finals in the afternoon. And the players will be moving 5 pairs of lanes, so we will get to see 36 bowlers here on this set here. Should take about 2 hours or so, as long as the bowlers are up and ready to bowl, which they did a great job the last set. A lot of frames where both balls go down the lane. 2 shots per bowler for the most part. Not a lot of strikes, but those that can string a few strikes set themselves apart from the rest of the competition, that's for sure. You handed me some sheets here.
Yeah, we were talking about Aiden Davis earlier today. He shot 670, I think, 670 something in the second shift, if I remember right from what I saw. Tomorrow's move will actually be pretty interesting. The way I do the team event is a little different. We have, excuse me, during qualifying, each team will bowl 2 games on 1 pair, and then team on the right will move right, the team on the left will move left, and every game they move a different number of pairs. So I get the kids to cross the house. They're not following the same people, and it makes for an interesting time.
My boy Kyle Wolf, who started out on our live stream pair, 12 years old. I was talking to he and Eli Franco about where they should play on the lanes. And I told him I think most of the score is coming from the outside part of the lane. You know, kind of pointing it at the head pin, and you miss a little left, you clip the left side of it, miss a little right. You still got a chance. Can't miss much right, but get your feet as far right as possible. And Kyle followed my strategy. 12 years old, bowled 174, 181, 177, bowled 532.
That's pretty good.
And that was second high so far in that division.
It's pretty good.
Which was pretty cool. And he didn't make all his spares, so he even left a little bit more out there that he could have. Looking through here, let's see, we had 533 for Juliana Kerrigan in the all-female triples.
Yeah, Juliana is from Ashland, Virginia, and she just graduated, and she will be heading to Stephen F. Austin in the fall.
Jonathan Bernotas had 603.
He was the one that we saw
right here
a couple of times throwing the urethane.
Lexington Tanaka had 636 earlier. Just looking through these here. Let's see. AJ Hickok had 588. Aiden Watts had 594. 583 for Jordan Moore. 18 and under. Collegiate division here, Hunter Hawley had 609, 632 for Bobby Habitler.
Yeah, so Hunter currently bowls at Belmont Abbey. Bobby Habitler bowled at Indiana Tech, and he's transferring to St. Xavier.
Aiden Davis, 669. It's the high set that I see.
Yeah, I think that was high.
That's who finished on our feature pairs at the end of it. So there you go. Just a few 600s. Just a handful of 600s.
So I don't want to jinx her, but Brooke has started off with a double.
I know. I was just kind of going there myself. See if she can get 3 in a row here.
the youth leagues are really dying in the D.C. area, but they live in a suburb called Woodridge, Virginia, which is probably about a half hour or so outside the city. And Sandy actually has to run double shifts on Saturday. She has over 100 kids in her Saturday morning league. So very big supporter of youth bowling. And they have 4 teams coming tomorrow from Woodridge. They actually, last year I only had the 18 and under, 18 and under and 15 and under or 14 and under. And their team actually won the 18 and under championship.
Often I watch these tough events like this, and it makes me want to put my bowling shoes on, and then I think about, well, if I put my bowling shoes on and I went out and I bowled on it, I'd probably want to take my bowling shoes off.
I had a couple of parents tell me yesterday they felt like going out to the car and bowling on what was out yesterday.
Oh, we might have thought we were going to have that conversion there. She bowled really good earlier when she was on the live stream pair. She bowled 190 something.
Angelia?
Yeah. I don't remember. I guess she was in the all girls, I think. What is she in?
She might have been.
The 18.
Yeah, she'd be in the U18.
I'm just curious. She bowled 522, 171, 158, 193.
Okay.
I caught her during the 193 game. Anthony here has yet to just figure this out. I've really watched him struggle. He's tried just about every angle possible earlier today. Starts out gutter 6, 5-2, gutter spare 8. I haven't really watched him set up, but if he's playing further right, he may have his feet too open, meaning his right foot could be behind his left foot. His hips and shoulders are open, and he's throwing it too far to the right. It's normally a common error that we see when folks keep throwing it in the gutter. Nice conversion there, though. I know you'd be lofting fifth arrow, throwing it all the way out to about 3 with that rev rate.
You've never seen me bowl. I don't have a rev rate. For the girl on 27 that's getting up, Ariel Gilmore, has been really working hard. She's only about 12 years old, and it's really improved a lot. She works really, really hard on her game. She's actually coached by Kerry and Jeff Smith.
Okay.
Up at the Pure Pro Shop place that he owns up in Pennsylvania.
Jeff's doing some ball repping on the women's tour this year.
Yep. And Kerry started a collegiate program at Alvernia University.
I think she's a 2-time PWBA regional champion.
Yeah, she just won again. I don't know. I'm looking across. I'm seeing a few more strikes than we've seen on the fresh before. So I don't know.
Everybody probably moved right. Got the right ball in their hand. This kid over here's got 3 in a row. He's got a purple in his hand. I'm telling you, that's kind of the magic right now that I've seen. The people that have had the most success at throwing urethane out. Right up against the ball return over here.
Yeah.
Two-hander. He's got another one.
Nice slow speed.
Yep, 4 in a row. How many teams we got this squad? Using what, 3
We're
through?
using 3 through 42. 41 and 42 has 1 team on it.
So 39 teams?
Something like that.
That's good.
Yeah, we had a lot of walk-ins again.
Did Alyssa get in this one?
Yes, I think she was already scheduled to bowl in this one.
But she didn't bowl the last one?
No. They were looking for a third bowler. There was one other person that was looking to bowl, and then they had 2 and couldn't find a third. Nice spare. First miss on that lane, 25. Has not missed on that lane going into that frame. It's got a 5-bagger.
Yep. Saw it on the left side of your screen there. Bowler from the southeast, I know that much.
That team is from down in Southern Virginia, I believe. Kind of like the Richmond, Colonial Heights area. I know Josh Hickman that's up on the lanes now. He's come to a bunch of our events. Bowling next to him, Maya Avilés. She bowls for Kim Kearney at North Carolina A&T. She's from New York. She usually she's been here to this event a bunch of times. Seems like he just can't get his speed and angles right.
I know.
Consistent, you know?
Not at all. He's off today, and he just cannot figure it out. I almost feel like going down and just telling him, dude, grab your purple hammer, move right, hold your ball a little lower in your stance so you don't fire it, and throw it up like 5. I do it all the time on the men's tour, especially on the PBA 50 tour. Those guys will be lost. I'll just send them a text, or they'll come by and ask me something. Doesn't work all the time.
That's funny.
Nice pin action there on 28.
Yeah.
You can see a lot from back here. When you're actually doing it out there, it's harder to see.
Right. Pulled that.
You struck again.
Must be a good pair over there.
Yeah, I mean,
look at both sides. They got strings on both sides, I think.
Yeah, they do.
And that's a 15. The Southeast team. That's a 15 and under team, I think.
Really?
I think so. Maya, who's getting up to bowl, throws it really well. So this is a 15 and under team. She just threw it down the middle, let it hit the bucket.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes straighter is greater, right? Got some big games potentially over there.
Yeah. I'm going to watch Anthony throw another shot. I'm telling you right now, if he looks clueless on this shot, I'm actually going to walk over there and I'm going to talk to him for a second. He doesn't know me at all. I'm just going to offer him a suggestion on a fill ball. I need him to commit to whatever he's doing, but if he gets a fill ball.
I know him and his dad. They would come to our tournaments.
Then he flushes one.
You knew that was going to happen.
You knew it was going to happen. There you go.
All the time, right?
Yep. I'd said to myself, I'm giving him one more frame. One more frame I'm giving him. I was trying to look around the girls because they're all standing to see, okay, when's that ball going to peel off? I never did. Oh, boy. Push.
Whoops. Looks like she's having trouble sticking.
Yep. Actually, there's been a couple people that have been having problems sticking on 27.
Yeah. Well, actually, I heard people were complaining about a little bit about the approaches down at the high end, too.
And there's wood approaches here. That's what's crazy. Wood approaches have been known to be some of the best.
Yeah.
I think people are getting really used to the textured approach now.
Well, Millier just doubled. She's been struggling this game. Hannah actually was a top bowler in Long Island for several years and stayed close to home, go to Sacred Heart. Well, looks like all the strings ended. At least they made spares.
Great shot over there. Still bowl 222, left side of your screen. Off camera, just to the left. That's where all the scores are coming. We'll let you know what those scores end up being. They're halfway through the ninth frame.
Oh, that's Nick Trentler. So Nick has done really, really, really well at Junior Gold. First year in U18 this year. I think he may have made match play. Everybody knows the Trentler brothers. Nate's one of the top U18 bowlers in the country.
He can bowl 255.
Nate's headed to Milligan this year. Nick still has 2 years left. And up on that pair now is James Bennett. James was one of the best bowlers we've had. Was the first of our bowlers to make the PBA National Finals. He actually bowls at Indiana Tech as well. But that kid's right in the right place with that ball.
Sure is. All right, Anthony here. Want to set the over-under at 8.5. I hope he strikes. I hope he makes a good one here.
Looked off balance.
Yeah.
Whoops.
She looks like me bowling nationals this year. My bowl team event. with Walter Ray, Curtis Odom, Tom Hess, Ron Dixon, John Huff. It's a pretty good group. They asked me to bowl. I hadn't bowled that tournament in like 6-7 years. And Hess kept begging me to bowl. I said, okay. So I got in team event. I bowled like 607 or something like that. I was third high on the pair. And about once every 5 shots, I'd miss at least 3 left. And it went runaway Brooklyn. I did get a strike or 2 out of those. But boy, it was embarrassing making a shot that bad. But I beat Walter Ray, and I beat Tom Hess.
Did Walter bowl with one hand or two?
One. But then they both bowled really good in singles and doubles, and I totally was terrible. I still think I want to talk to Anthony. I like the kid. I want him to do well.
Oh, he's a great kid. Really great kid.
He seems like a great kid.
Yeah, he is. Very well, soft-spoken, very well-spoken.
And
kid.
he's tall. So I like tall bowlers because I think they have a harder path to doing well.
That's for sure.
Because when they fall off a shot or whatever, I mean, you know, it's much easier to fall off a shot, I should say. I am going to go over there for just a second. I'll be right. You carry the broadcast.
Oh boy,
you do that anyway.
You sure you trust me? Well, Mike has left the booth to go talk to one of the bowlers we've watched several times. I actually, like I said, I've known Anthony pretty well. He's heading into his senior year at Indiana Tech. And we had a nice game on 29 and 30 by Kaylin Block. Shot 224 with 2 opens the first 2 frames. Kaylin is also from Long Island, and from what I understand, an excellent softball player. So don't know if she's going to go to college for softball or bowling.
All right, the message was delivered.
All right. Coach Flanagan, we'll look and see how he bowls the last 2 games.
all I told him was, hey, look, I don't know you at all. My name's Mike. Nice to meet you. I said, I've been watching you bowl. I've watched you the last set. I've watched everybody bowl that's come through here. I'm like, the people that are having the most success are throwing urethane out. Most of them are two-handed. I know you don't quite have the hand of a two-hander, but you still get on it pretty decent. I said, if you get a fill ball or if you're looking for your next thing, I don't want to get you away from what you're trying to do right now. I said, I just feel like you're in a box. You have to be perfect. I said, I feel like you're not throwing it perfect every shot, which most people don't, even the pros. I said, but if you get a fill, I'd love to see you with your urethane ball outside, back the speed down a little bit. I said, I saw you leave a 2.8 when you tried it. You tried it one shot and left a 2.8. He goes, yeah, I did. I said, and that was in the last set. I said, and then you gave up on it. I said, I think you can control that a little bit. I think that's going to give you more miss room. Maybe not with your targeting, but with your speed and how you get around the ball. It'll give you a little more forgiveness there. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I just want him to do well. I told him he's got a great game.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good bowlers that have struggled on these patterns. So.
Well, and you don't have to bowl 240.
Right.
You got to bowl 180 to 200
Right.
to get some scholarship money and contribute to your team.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And that's not even and that would be upper 10%.
Right.
That's not even par.
Right.
I'd say par for his category is around 165.
Well, he's in the collegiate division, so
Yeah,
but the scores have been in the U8. I mean, there's more. Yeah, it's hard to say. They're pretty. The males are pretty close in the U18 in the collegiate divisions.
now you know he's going to go up and throw all three in the 10th with this ball perfectly.
No.
It just hung out there.
Yep.
Now he's not going to get a fill, unfortunately. He's going to grab this ball. But scores are all over the board, even on the pair where we saw a lot of good scores. You've got 173, 182, 232 with an open in the 10th. I would have liked to have seen that pin bounce. 192, 234, 140. Anthony just bowled 130. Trying.
So just quick kind of personal story. So Jenna came down, lives on Long Island, came down and bowled one of my tournaments. She's friendly with a bunch of these kids that are from Long Island that have bowled in New Jersey that bowled my tournament. And her mom and dad came down, met the father. He's a chiropractor in Long Island. And again, I really didn't know him. We went to dinner one night with 20 some odd people after one of my tournaments, talked a little bit, and he was one of the few people that I know that called me while I was in the hospital with COVID pneumonia, and called me and said, "I'm going to call you every couple of days. I want to make sure you're okay." You meet people like that, and it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare in this day and age to meet people that
That's awesome.
will reach out to people like that. So we've become, he walked into the center yesterday and just walked right over and hugged me, and just pretty great to know people like that. There are still people like that in the world.
So COVID hit you pretty hard with pneumonia, huh?
Yeah, so when Debbie and I sold our house in fall of 21, we moved into an apartment till we looked for a place to live. I was still waiting to retire, and January 5th of 2022, she and I both contracted COVID the same day. We were both fully vaccinated, fully boosted. At that point there was only 2 boosters. I had mine at the end of September, actually. I had mine early. And she was fine, had no symptoms. 2 days later, I was running a fever up and down, pretty bad fever. 2 days later, I should have gone to the hospital the day before because I was starting to feel my breathing was getting a little difficult. By the next day, in the middle of the afternoon, I thought I was going to faint, and I told her to call the ambulance. My oxygen level had dropped to 56.
Ooh.
So I was very fortunate that Didn't have to be ventilated. I responded right away, probably hopefully because I was vaccinated. Interesting thing was, it was pretty late in the game as far as COVID, because of things they were finding out. And when they got me in the hospital, after a couple of hours, they started, feeding me all this stuff. And nurse came in and said, "Hey, can you lay on your belly?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "I want you to turn over and lay on your belly as long as you can." And after about 10 minutes, she came in, tapped me on the shoulder, and said, "You're going to be okay." She said, "Your oxygen levels are already picking up." They had kind of learned that for a lot of people, if you could lay on your stomach, it really helped with your breathing and, whatever else it was. So, it was actually COVID pneumonia. I had never had pneumonia. And I was in the hospital for 20 days. They transferred me to another hospital. So I didn't see my wife for 20 days. I lost 30 or 35 pounds in 20 days. Both my arms were completely black from all the needles on my sides, from all the, they feed you steroids, and the steroids have a lot of glucose in them, so then they feed you other stuff so your sugar doesn't go sky high, even though I don't have high blood sugar. Like everything, they have to give you something else for another reaction. They also found a blood clot in my leg when they transferred me to another hospital. I didn't find out about that till a couple of days later. So, I was very fortunate in how everything just kind of played out. And it was scary, and I hope nobody else would ever have to go through something like that.
Yeah, crazy thing about COVID, everybody's got a story, right? It's affected everybody just like cancer, I'd heard wind that my buddy Bill Rariker, who was, I think he was 44, 45? No, maybe a little older than that. Maybe 47, something like that. That, he had COVID and, was going to the hospital with it. And,
Recently or back?
This is back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a couple years ago. And I was like, okay. This is before the vaccination and everything. And he was dealing with a lot of arthritis pain. So he was on the Phil Mickelson drug. Is it I forget the name of it, but anyway, he was on that. And I kept hearing reports from my friends back in St. Louis, my bowling buddies and that and everything, because he was a good bowler and, he was a good athlete. He held the record at his high school for punting a football. Mm-hmm. Because he was tired of going to the games and he was watching the punter. It was terrible. So he walked on the field and told the coach, he goes, "Hey, coach, the next year, his sophomore year, he goes, hey, you got to get rid of this punter." He goes, "Well, we don't have anybody else. Why don't you do it?" He goes, "Well, I'll try." He's a great athlete, and he kicked a great punt. They put him on the team, and he still holds the record to this day. Okay, so just huge sports nut, everything. This guy, great guy, commissioner of my fantasy leagues and stuff, and we just got along great. And reports started coming out of St. Louis. Hey, he's going to the hospital. Okay, all right. Then they got to put him on a ventilator. Really? Yep, got to put him on a ventilator. They say it's his arthritis medication. It's not a good combination, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, they had to turn him. Now he's, And then I started getting reports, it ain't good. What do you mean it ain't good? It ain't good. And then, like a week later, he had passed. Just out of nowhere, And that was just unbelievable to me.
There's a ton of stories like that. A ton.
I know. I hear about them out on the road too.
A woman who I still speak with, actually my first high school girlfriend, works in a hospital in New York City. And she is, pretty high up in terms of the nursing thing. She's actually a physician's assistant, and I talked to her, and she's like, "You have no idea what it's like, seeing all the bodies getting carried out and all the things going on here. It's insane." At the very beginning, because nobody knew what the hell was going on, and I was worried for her because she's got to go to work every day,
Yep.
and deal with that, and just crazy.
Yeah, and I think just as you get older, I mean, you can attest to this, of course, but I've really learned it in the last. I've started hitting me about 7-8 years ago. As you get older, you have a lot of more people around you that pass on. And we opened the broadcast here this weekend with the folks that have passed on recently. That was unexpected in the bowling community, and it's unbelievable. It makes you really appreciate no matter what's going on. You know what I mean? Oh man, my flight's delayed. Oh man, I got to sit in traffic. Oh man, I can't match up to this pattern. Right? None of that stuff really matters. It matters in the now and the present, but really in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of weird because I have a lot of for somebody like me who I think generally is not well known. It's not like I'm famous or anything, and I have a lot of friends on Facebook, mostly because of bowling. And what's really crazy is that I told somebody this the other day. I said it's kind of you start to sit and wonder why. I've had my college friends and other people that I know that have passed away from one thing or the other, and nobody ever closed their Facebook accounts. So, they have things that pop up when it's their birthdays or people who you might know or, stuff like that. And it's a little depressing. I honestly try not to think about all that stuff because it gets really depressing. Just mentioned, it looks like I mentioned Kaylin Block earlier. You kind of had walked over. Kaylin over here on 29 and 30 had the first two opens and shot 224.
Yeah.
And her dad, I mentioned that she's from Long Island, and from things I can see on Facebook, because I'm Facebook friends with her mom, really good softball player as well, and so it looks like she's going to play softball and bowl at Malloy University. So that'll be interesting since the seasons will conflict. Hopefully the bowling coach and the baseball coach is the same guy.
Yeah, no kidding. We got some new players have come in here. We're in frame number 2 already, 25 and 26. Jonathan Applewhite. William Cunningham. I know William. He was on the one of the shows that I did.
Yeah, so this group of kids is also from Linden Lanes in New Jersey. Grew up through that program. They bowl with Kai, and Casey Cunningham is Casey Campbell, excuse me. I always mix up him and William Cunningham. Casey's tremendous bowler. Did real well at Junior Gold. Jemiah is very good. Just a lot of talent in that one center. And we have, Anthony Mastriani. So Anthony is Mike Martell's younger brother.
Really?
I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yes. And Anthony bowls at where your friend Eric Levy.
Yeah, St. Ambrose.
At St. Ambrose. And we've got Micah Voorhees, who is on Team USA, who's deciding where he's going to go. And we have Andrew Blaney, my bowler, who was on Team USA. He's headed to bowl for Andy Dirks at Mount Mercy. And Andrew's sister was the one I was talking about yesterday. That's one of the best softball pitchers in the country. But also bowls switched from one hand to two hand. And would be a tremendous bowler if she put her mind to it, but she's really into baseball.
Andrew looked like he was just a little too far left with his feet on his first shot. He's either going to have to slow up or scoot his feet right. I thought he looked a little deep on his first shot, but I haven't been watching him bowl, so maybe this pair doesn't have as much bounce compared to the last pair that he was on.
Yeah.
Assuming he was lined up over there by the end of the game.
So there's a bowler on lane 30. I don't know if you know Connor Brayman. So Connor has already won one of the doubles championships. He was our singles champion here a couple of years ago. He also bowls at Belmont Abbey. I think he made the first, I could be wrong, but I think he may have made the first PBA National Junior show.
Oh, that looks pretty good. Saw that off his hand. Martell's brother's right-handed.
Yep. Well, let's see if Kai learned anything from this morning.
Playing out with a urethane ball. I believe that's an attitude.
Hey, Kai, is that an attitude? Yeah, cool. Good shot.
Yep, it's an attitude. It's a pearlized urethane.
Well, word must have gotten out because most of the good bowlers were playing out on the gutter.
Yeah.
Depending upon what they have with them, either surface.
Yeah, I still think Andrew's too deep.
Yeah.
I think his feet need to be about 15 right. He's missed the head pin twice now.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't think playing the track is where you want to be right now. And that's where he is. He's trying to play like 15 to 10.
Well, not on this pair, I don't think, anyway.
Yeah. Like, I like where Michael is standing. He missed left and is still held and almost struck 4-9. He hit the pocket, I should say. See, that's the strike line right there.
Yeah.
That's it. You actually have a little bit of miss in with that line with urethane. You have not much. You have just a hair. It'll hold pocket. Your miss is left, not right. Even this little guy over here, EJ, is that his name? EJ just
EJ Chin, he's from New Jersey.
Right off. I mean, he was right up against the gutter there. Here we go, KC. What's he doing? Right up the gutter. Boom.
Oof.
That's it. That's it. They're easy if you get out there. I'm not easy, but you're playable.
Right.
That's too deep.
Right.
That's too deep. That's bad. He was way right on the right lane. He was way in on that one.
Yeah, there's no reaction down lane.
No. I don't know what these guys are doing.
And you wouldn't think that with a 39-foot pattern, but it is what it is.
Right. I wonder how my buddy's bowling. I wonder if he switched to the purple. Yeah.
I'll wait a couple of frames. I'll walk down and see.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Kai is right up against the ball return. And he's setting it down on like 2. That's perfect.
That was a good shot.
Yep. That's
much different than this morning.
Yep.
At least he learned.
Yeah, because once you get so far out on the gutter, you know you can't swing in at all. And then if you do miss, you miss in, and you still got a shot. If you miss in 2 to 3 boards, you probably go in Brooklyn. You miss in 1 board, you might have a chance for it to hold. But you typically stay away from right through the nose. Nice spare.
Well, again, if your miss is Brooklyn, that's not bad if you're leaving stuff you can make.
Right,
again,
right.
Right? You're just trying to stay clean, really.
The thing you're trying to avoid is anytime you leave the head pin like this shot here, where if with one of your misses is missing the head pin, that's a problem.
Right.
If you hit the head pin every single frame of a game, you have a chance to strike every frame. He still hasn't moved right. Andrew has not moved right. At best, this is a 2 pin. Oh, he's a little further right. Maybe he drifted.
He threw it further right.
I like where this is Kieran here.
Kieran Knox, yeah.
Yeah, I like where he was playing right there. I like where he had his feet aligned. That looked real good.
Yeah, we saw him this morning. He bowls for SCAD at the other campus, I believe. I think one campus is in Savannah and one's in Augusta, if I remember right.
KC's got the right idea. 4-9 again?
Wow.
Oh, my God. He's throwing it so good. Is that going to hook? Yeah.
That's really good.
It's looking good, too. Identical shots the last 2 times on the left lane.
His balls, but the difference between is his ball's reading in the right spot, and the others are not.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's got that. I think it's an exotic gem. He's got that exotic gem reading the mid lane and then making the move down lane that's working well for him. The urethane, guys, it's a gradual hook to the pocket. It's like just using 30% of the energy in the first third of the lane, 30% of the energy in the second third of the lane.
There's a fair amount of strikes on that pair again.
Yeah, that pair.
That must be the hot pair.
Cunningham's going left to right. That was money. That was beautiful.
He was trying to overpower it this morning, too.
Yeah.
Really slowed his ball speed down and let it read the lane. So just a word also about, Anthony and Michael. I don't know if you know the story. Their father passed when they were both very young. And I became close to their family because I was the one who recruited Michael to go to Robert Morris. And, she's very active. She may actually work at Maple Lanes in New York. I don't know if she actually works there, but runs a lot of, leagues, tournaments, does a lot of stuff for the youth up in New York. These guys have kind of figured it out. I mean, this pair's been really tough.
Great shot.
Boy, that ball's rolling real well on this.
Yep.
But, to your point earlier about rotation and, here we have somebody who's walked on to this pair where the scores haven't been high, where people who have scored have been throwing urethane on the gutter, and he's throwing one of the strongest balls on the market.
Yep.
So, go figure, right?
You might see a little emotion if Kai strikes here. A little right to left on that one, not quite up the lane. That's got a hook. Whew.
Nice cover.
If you're just joining us, you're watching Triples Squad 3, Game 2 of 3. Mike Flanagan here with you, along with Billy Gasson. He's tournament director, the mastermind behind this event. It is the 6th event, the 6th time this has happened. Not the 5th, but the 6th. Been corrected on that.
Yeah, we've been very, very successful, very fortunate. In the 5 years that I've run this, just from this event, we have given away, let's see, it was 10, 25, 35, 85, 85 and 160, about $240,000 in just the 5 years, just from this event. in scholarship money.
It's amazing.
And that's done really without any major sponsors. Like, there's not anybody who gave me, $5,000 or $10,000. This was all I did. Clearly had sponsors, but it was mostly predominantly things I could raffle off as part of our big raffle on Sunday that gets divided and allocated into the prize fund. Well, he finally carried me. Oh, he doubled after the 4-9.
Yeah.
So he left the 9-pin 4-9 and doubled.
Mike is going to reactive, which I think is a mistake, but they just want to play the middle of the lane. I don't know why.
Well, Anthony is.
They were having a discussion back here about lane play, and I had to get in on it, see what they were talking about.
Oof. Bad miss.
I love what Kai is doing here, though. I love how he has changed his game plan on this pattern.
That should be better.
Yeah. And, I mean, he's high flushing them, too.
Except for the one he missed by a pinch.
Yeah, he just gassed and sent it left instead of up the lane. He just it's very easy to want to just give it a couple boards of area. So I think Andrew's going to go back to his urethane ball, and I think he's going to move to the right. And if he goes light, he's going to back his speed down. He said his other pair they came off of, they had a good look in the middle of the lane. He said, but down here it's nothing.
Well, that's kind of where Anthony's been playing, but his, Anthony doesn't have a high rev rate, whereas the other two guys do, and the ball just doesn't seem to be reading the lane at all.
Right, let's see what happens here. Is that a strike? Money. That's it. I mean, this game's easy.
Anybody on the live stream that thinks the game is easy, if you're anywhere within a half hour of Bowlerama, please come down and bowl 3 games on this pattern and see what happens.
That's right. Still don't know why Mike is in this reactive ball, but hey, whatever. I mean, I hope he's right, and he's gonna. Well, he is right, and I hope he puts some speed in this thing.
Or he had to move a couple of steps left.
If he doesn't throw this one hard, this thing's left.
Well, the first one went left. He went.
I know.
He went high. And
hey,
yeah,
it worked.
He moved a little left off of.
What is that? Is that a phase 2 or something?
No.
Reality. They got their feet in the right spot at least. And this is just, from me, from a comfort standpoint, this is just like the PBA Tour. The guys come out, they bowl a block or two. Some guys tear them up playing a certain part of the lane. Everybody goes out and starts playing that part. By the time you get to match play, everybody's playing them identical with the same exact bowling balls in their hands, and they average 240.
Then it's a matter of who carries.
Yeah, right. And that's what it is, right?
It's not what it was supposed to be.
No. And I mean, you still gotta
see. Anthony can get away with that,
right? And you can. You can still. You still got to make shots. I mean, they're not easy by any means. But when you get in the right part of the lane and you get a board of tug, and you get a bowling ball in your hand that you can miss a little bit and still hit the 1-3, or you can overhit a little bit and still hit the 1-3. 26 must just be screaming on the back end. I've seen more 4-pin 4-9s on 26 with urethane than any other lane that we've had a vantage point to see. There's just something about 26 that it just hooks. It might be a topography. It might be red down lane.
Right.
You know what I mean? When it comes off the spot, it gives it extra hook.
Right.
But 26, you got, I would, if this was a video game, I would probably throw it on 26 a third of a mile an hour harder to combat that.
You got 2 big games on that pair. You got a 230 and then a possible 250 right there.
Yep.
You just missed the head pin.
Yeah, didn't get that one into the lane well. And Kai on 28 talking about topography. That's a couple shots. He's come in light now on that lane. He has not struck on that lane. And that could be a topography having to come up the hill type of thing. Yeah. He's been coming in light on that lane. Uh-oh. You see what Andrew does on this one. The last time, I mean, he really got a handful out on the gutter. Just a handful. It's one of those things, got back the speed down just a little bit if it does that. It's a good shot.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Hit the 1-3.
It did get back, yeah. It's a little behind the head pin.
Yeah, I think you're right. 23 and 24, the hot pair. It's had 623 bowled over there.
Oof.
Wheels have fallen off here. Open after looking like he had a great look. See, with reactive, if you're a little soft or a little grabby, it exaggerates what the bowling ball does. Urethane, you can be a little grabby or a little soft and still hit the pocket. I thought he got a little soft with that one, and it just went Brooklyn.
Yeah. Well, let's see what Kai does. This is his good lane.
It is his good lane, and because he's going light on the right lane, I hope it doesn't mess with his mind and he leaves like a 6-pin or 6-8 or something here. He needs to just keep doing what he's been doing over here. That was just left off his hand as well. Just barely. Just barely.
When you don't have a lot of room for error, it's just hard to keep repeating.
He's a good spare shooter though. He might make this. He knows too. He knows what he needs to do. Off his hand, he can tell. He's one of those field players. He can feel it as soon as he lets go of it.
All right. Well, I think I better go down. We've got an hour before. I know we don't have many people signed up, but.
Yeah, text me what our guy bowled, Anthony.
Okay.
Text me what he bowled or how he's doing or what he's doing.
All right.
If you get a chance. Thanks, Billy.
All right, bye.
It's Billy Gasson, mastermind behind this event, and glad to have him in the booth because he helps me know what's going on here. So it's my first time here, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's a pretty busy bowling center here right now. And don't forget, everybody, we got one more game coming up for you after this one. We're going to have some new players come in, and then we'll be back with more competition at 6. I've got to look at my sheet. 6 o'clock for the final round of triples. See if we can get a double here in the 8th. He might have the best ball reaction out of everybody, but he's also got to be the most accurate with everything he's doing. Back-to-back Brooklyns. It's going to be important for Kai to keep this one up the lane and not swing it. Looks like he may have even moved a little further left, so he doesn't do that. That's pretty good. Much better. Much better. Great shot. We're into game number 3 over here on 25 and 26. Just going to have one team still in game 2 over here on 27 and 28. I'll leave the graphic up for game 2 until we're complete. Oh, man. It clipped just... Oh, man, that was too good. Man, too good again. He had that. He had that 3-7. Pretty good back half of that game for Andrew. Missed the bucket in the 7th. Nice ball change there with that double now. He capitalizes on some breaks, but that was a good one there. Kai's back on it. This group has bowled pretty well, considering the pace of the field. A big double in the 10th for Kai. He can get to 172. He would be low on the pair, and that's a pretty good low score. He actually bowled a much better game. He should have picked the spare in the 9th. He did everything he needed to do. That was a bad break. And just got a couple of them a little wide. Kai got the last 3 going up the lane. Those are really good shots. Good luck to this team the rest of the way. Both teams as they go and bowl their final game and move 6 pairs to the right. .532, the final tally for lane 28, and lane 27 can still get to 575. Wasn't sure if it counted the first ball or not. .575 is solid as a team. There you go. Hook. Yep, just a little light. .574. And with that, we officially move into game number 3. Jaden Ung, Dakota Collins, already underway in the 4th frame. Glad you're with us here watching continuing coverage of the 2023 Storm U.S. National Junior Team Challenge here on Inside Bowling. Got our last game of the Triple Squad 3, Triple Squad 4 coming up at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. And now we got 2 more teams here. Got Braden York. And that's a great way to start, Braden. A.J. Hickok, who's been bowling this in this bowling center at every squad, it seems. Comes in light. How you doing, Mel Sim? Hopefully you're doing well. Cheering on Jake and Dakota. Jake Lau. Dakota Collins. We need Jaden here to get back on the pocket here. He's playing extremely deep inside, and that was an awesome shot. Not many people are playing that deep, but that looked really good. Looked really good.
same pair. 29 to 30 always vibrates. It's a little vibrate. Better than or worse than earlier?
That's worse than earlier.
I'm talking about second squad.
Second squad?
I was about to say that's better.
505, 508. We need like a 5, 8, 60, 60. Which is minus 2. So much work.
That's what I'm saying. Earlier was so good. Okay, I'm back on this page. Yeah, Jacob. Yeah. Sitting there since this morning. Who was that? It should be 9 minutes of after. See, I like them. Hey, I like them. I like them. So for batter bowl, when you see my mom up bowling, I'm going to go straight to the sound. Let me know. Outside. My bad, I thought it was you.
So here's Corey Carroll Tanner. Stepped away for just a minute here. Let's see if we can get on it here. Get a strike for his team. Yes. How about that? 3 strikes down the line. Back ends have just gotten extremely tight. I can't believe that ball didn't hook. 39 feet in length pattern is what we started with, but there has been some carry down due to bowling balls traveling down a lane, including urethane, which compounds that.
Okay, anyone that is here in the building bowling the 6 o'clock squad, they are now starting their check-ins. You can check in if you are here for the 6 o'clock squad.
28 through lane.
Time 53 and 54.
Tonight's 6 o'clock squad, I believe, is going to start a little bit late. There are still some teams in like the second and third frame, so I would imagine we're going to start a little bit late on that. I'm going to go get some confirmation. I'll be right back.
terrible. That's a drive here, drive back. Drive back was the worst. It was a 4-hour drive.
Not that far. It's only 2 hours, you know. It's 130 miles.
Yeah, but no, with traffic. Yesterday was not Friday traffic. Sales tax this thing.
All right, I have returned. We will be starting a little bit later, about 10 or 15 minutes later on the last squad here tonight. We're scheduled for 6 o'clock, probably about 6:10 or 6:15. I've been told there are 7 teams for tonight, and they're going to put 1 team on each pair, so we'll go a little bit quicker. So our coverage tonight will probably wrap up about 7:45 Eastern Time.
paying attention. Me out here over here, black.
Where was that the whole game for Jake Lau? That was perfect. Oh, come on, roll the 2. There you go. How about a double in a 10th frame? Well, that's good. Nice spare. That was a beauty.
Trophy looking nice in my room right now. That trophy looking nice in my room right now. I know exactly. gotta hold one more second. If I come in here in the morning and it says we're in second place, I swear to you, that's all right. Y'all do me a favor and take this number off my back. Only because when I finish, the shirt is coming off. I don't want to.
Nice shot there by A.J. Hickok. When he gets it going, he really gets it going. As hard as they are, he's got to be just about perfect with what he's doing. I would imagine when you give this man just a little bit of room, he is able to really put up some high scores. Nice game there, 221 by the lefty. Braden York started out the game with a triple. Ended up bowling a clean game. Very nice bowling. AJ can bowl 2-0.
The college meet 3 will take place between 6 and 8 p.m. tonight behind lanes 1 and 2. So please come down and join us, get to meet some coaches, and help them get some visibility on you. Thank you.
The Recruit Us group is doing more recruiting for youth bowlers for college programs here tonight. That was what the announcement was just about. I want to give a shout out to Recruit Us. Nice game, 205. So as we get ready to wrap up our broadcast here and get ready to come back just a little after 6, I'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsors again. Of course, our title sponsor, Storm, the Bowlers Company. If you want to find out more information about Storm, you can head over to stormbowling.com. When you go to consider your next bowling ball purchase or accessory purchase, make sure you consider Storm Bowling Products, maker of Storm, 900 Global, and of course Roto Grip. Also like to thank the PBA Junior as they are affiliated with this event. They are kicking in scholarship dollars and supporting this event this weekend. So thank you to PBA Junior. Of course, the Center for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, Dr. Leo Menendez and his wife Amy. Their children Nick and Michael came up through this program, and they do donate money each and every year. So thank you so much to you guys. We certainly do appreciate it, doctors. We also would like to thank the pro shops that are involved. World Class Pro Shop, DKJ Pro Shop, Bowlers Mart, Double Up Pro Shop right here in this facility here. The beautiful Bowlerama Lanes here in Newcastle, Delaware. Also, Bowler Supply, a great distributor for the pro shops up here in the Northeast. Coolwick, the official jersey supplier of the U.S. National Junior Team Challenge. Turbo 2-in-1 grips. Don't forget to check out that Collegiate Expo they have every year. It's a great one. Also would like to thank the Coughlin family for their donation. Vicky and David also working the event here. Recruit Us, which I was talking about just a little while ago, helping bowlers get connected with colleges and have scholarship opportunities to go to college and bowl. And then also the Danny Wiseman Scholarship Tournament. Definitely want to thank Danny Wiseman for his donation to this event and all he does for youth bowling up here in the Northeast. Colin Taggart has a chance to strike out for 165. And Corey Carroll Tanner here has an opportunity to fill up his 10th frame for 147. Oh, almost gets the 4 to fall, takes off the tape. His set is over of 3 games. Corey's going to finish it out for us here. And that's going to do it for our coverage for the triple squad number 3. I'd like to thank Billy Gasson for his time spent in the booth. I'd like to thank everyone here in Newcastle, Delaware at Bowlerama Lanes for all that they do, including General Manager Jeff Benson and his entire staff. I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for watching here this evening. Our continuing coverage of the 2023 Storm U.S. National Junior Team Challenge. We'll be back in about 20 minutes with triple squad number 4. It'll be a quick one, as there will be 1 team on each lane. It's been a pleasure bringing you this competition, and as always, I appreciate you tuning in to Inside Bowling, as it is our brand here. If you'd like to support what we do, you can subscribe to our channel, like this video, and ring the notification bell to let you know every time we go live, including tonight. Also, if you'd like to support what we do here, you can head over to our merch shop at InsideBowling.com and pick up some t-shirts, some hoodies, or some other bowling novelties. You save 15% with coupon code YouTube. So once again, for everyone here, including all the athletes, my name is Mike Flanagan. Thank you for watching. Continuing coverage of the 2023 Storm U.S. National Junior Team Challenge. I'll be back in just a little bit with more coverage here from Delaware.